So a lot of good things are being said about Josh Schwartz right now. Okay. I thought he had a pretty good game against the Washington football team. I thought our defense played well. It was more on our offense, obviously. Josh Schwartz really stood out in this game. A lot of pressures. I think he was graded the best defensive lineman, highest graded defensive lineman for the Eagles this past Sunday. And he did a really good job. Strip sack on Dwayne Haskins. Looking like he's coming into his own as a defensive end. Looking like the explosiveness is better. Great on the edge. Nice bend around the tackles. It's just getting a lot stronger now. This is a 4th-round pick from Florida State that really was nothing more than a rotational guy. And I still think he's a good rotational guy. But he got a lot of reps the past few years, okay? I like his game. I like his explosiveness off the line. And the difference I've seen him from when he got drafted here, he had great explosiveness, but unfortunately, he ran out of gas. He'd run to a tackle for 3 seconds and run out of gas. And most of the time, he was on the ground more than standing up. Then Doug puts him in a preseason game last year for the whole entire game, 4 quarters straight, to see what he's got. And then coming into this year, he must have worked his tail off this offseason, had a strip sack, stripped the ball, and had the most pressures on this defensive line. You had Brandon Graham go away with a concussion, Vinny Curry with a hamstring injury, Derek Barnett still has been out. Hopefully comes back this week for week 2 against the Rams. But could Josh Schwartz be that next guy for us? Could he be that dark horse defensive end that's going to become very good? I honestly don't know. Obviously, it's been one game. If I see more from him like that, look out. Look out. Because this would be fantastic if Josh Schwartz actually worked out. I know that Barnett has a 5th-year option with the Eagles. So obviously they have to keep him. I think you have to keep someone if you pick up their option. You have no choice. It's guaranteed money. These are what the coaches had to say and some players had to say about Josh Schwartz. Pretty good to hear some nice things about him. So Jim Schwartz says, you guys saw him in training camp. He's one of our most improved players, okay? Most improved players. Schwartz was able to come in on some 3rd downs and be fresh, look speedy and explosive. I think Josh has really taken that to heart. It's really shown through for him. Okay, Fletcher Cox says he's been doing a really good job. I think Josh is going to help us a lot this year. Malik Jackson says, I see him as a young kid who wants to thrive. He comes in, he works hard every day. You see the speed on him, and you see the want to in quotations. Okay. Schwartz also says he's always had a lot of ability, but like a lot of other players, he just needed to refine his game a little bit more. I think he's going to be a big contributor for us this year. And those are very good words. Jim Schwartz doesn't put, sugarcoat anything. You know what I mean? He's very bold. When you ask him things early in training camp, way too early. But because after one game, that's a good sign to hear from a defensive coordinator, especially from Jim Schwartz, to hear that Josh Schwartz is actually putting in work and doing a good thing. He's been rotating, but during, later in the game, when we were losing some guys at defensive end, he played a lot more snaps. And he got a strip sack, highest graded defensive lineman on our team with pressures and hurries. You might have something here. I never doubted Josh Schwartz's ability. I just thought he was more of a rotational guy, which he's being a really big rotation. He's really big in this rotation. But could this be an actual starting defensive end by next year? You never know at this point. Obviously we have a rotation, but could he actually be a starter? Barnett's 5th option is picked up, so the Eagles have to keep him for another year. Okay? Next year, another year for Barnett, see what he does. And the Eagles decide to let go or keep with him. But Josh Schwartz had a hell of a game. And I'm glad that our defensive line is just getting younger and getting better. Javon, we haven't even seen the final recipe with Javon Hargrave being the 6th highest paid defensive tackle in the league, going into his prime at, 27 years old. And a lot to look forward to there. for Javon Hargrave's future with the Eagles once Fletcher Cox reaches that age where, the Eagles will probably let him go in the future or retire him, one or the other. So I'm very excited for next week. I'm excited for the Rams, excited what this defensive line is going to bring to that team. And that's pretty much about it, guys. What do you guys think about Josh Sweat and this defense and what he's done and just what I've read pretty much so far from these coaches? Other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. I will see you guys later. Shake Squad up. Files Fi. Peace out, guys. Peace.